Hey guys, Sean with the Rhinestone World. So we're going to be getting a few questions about how to set up a particular design like this where we have the letters kind of intertwining or braided through each other. So today I'm going to show you a quick video on how to set up to get your design looking like this. So the first thing we want to do is just type out our text. We'll be using the college block font. So once we have our text, when it's still in text form, if I click on any of the letters, you'll see the font type we're using up top. So we want to convert our text to curves. So if you right click, you'll see this drop down with convert to curves or Control Q as the shortcut. So I'm just going to right click both of these, hit convert to curves, and then I'm going to set up my design on how I want it to look. So it doesn't really matter which one's in front or which one's in the back. So what we really want to do is just make sure it's lined up how we want it to look. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it like that. And then once I have it set up, I'm going to go to the wireframe. So on our TRW toolbar, you'll see the wireframe button right here. It's the two boxes overlapping. Or if you don't have our toolbar, you can go to view in wireframe and then it will switch to the wireframe. So once we're in this section, we're going to use our virtual segment delete. You'll probably see the crop tool when you first open Corel, so just hold that down. It'll drop down with the virtual segment, delete, and we'll grab that. Now all we're doing from here is coming to these lines. Now you'll see when I hover over these lines that the pen or the delete tool will kind of move upwards. If you don't see that, it's most likely because you didn't convert your text to curves. So go ahead and do that, and then you should see when you highlight over any line, that tool move up. So we're just going to come in here and just click on these lines. So we want the C to go through here. So let's go ahead and delete these lines here. And it's only going to delete the one portion of your line. So now we'll come up to the S. We want the S to show through here. So we'll delete out the C. Once we have that set up, we're just going to drop down to our Smart Fill tool. So if you're using a previous version of Corel, it could be closer to the top, but it's going to have the paint can with that bar underneath it. So we're going to select our Smart Fill, and I'm just going to fill these two objects. So I'm just clicking on the C, both parts of the C. You won't actually see the color right now. If I go to the Enhanced view, you'll start to see the color coming through now. Now, let me go back one step. Now, before we add any color, if I go back to the wireframe, you're not going to see your text anymore. The reason why is because we separated these lines so they're not complete objects, so it doesn't have a fill option. So that's why we're using the Smart Fill to help fill these back up. So we're just going to Smart Fill, we're just going to click on the C, both parts of the C. Go ahead and weld those together. So I'm just going to hold shift and select both of those objects, hit weld, and then same thing with the S. And if it's easier to switch to the enhanced view at this point so you can actually see it, go ahead and do that. And now we're welding both of those pieces together. So once they're welded, we can go ahead and change the color. So we'll make the top red and the C blue. Now, when we go to wireframe, I'm going to go ahead and select both of these objects. When I move this down, you'll still see our S and C up here too. Now when you go to Enhance, it's gone. So those aren't the filled objects. We actually created those and dragged those down here. So at this point, you can go ahead and delete those out. And now we can just solely work on our design here. So now we can go to our design wizard, and if we want to get this black outline, all we're going to do is select on each object and just add an island fill. We're going to set this one to 0.09. Actually, let's go to 0.07, island fill, select the red, island fill. Don't worry about the overlaps right now. We're going to select both of the fills, weld those together, and then go ahead and move those to the back and we'll color it black. So now we start seeing that look now. Now the last thing we're going to do is just double click on the blue and you'll see the nodes, and then I'm just going to highlight those two nodes here and then just drag them back a little bit here. Same thing on this side, just drag that back a little bit here. And same with the red. So I'm going to grab these two here, just drag them a little bit to the left. And if you want to line it up with this line here, you can do that as well. So we'll line those up here, and then I'll take those two. I'm just highlighting those two nodes. That way I can move them at the same time. And now I have that set up perfectly. Again, this was Sean with the Rhinestone World. If you guys have any additional questions, go ahead and give us a call at 941-755-1696 or shoot us an email at info@therhinestoneworld.com. Have a great day.